Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.
All in moderation. I'm not sure who said that, but it definitely was not an endurance athlete. Unfortunately, the idea of training in moderation, treatment of running injuries in moderation, and everything in between has infected the recovering runner's world. I had a chance to sit down with 6-time Ironman world champion and the greatest endurance athlete of all time, Mark Allen. Mark has been successfully coaching runners and triathletes for decades. And during our discussion, Mark discusses in great detail the dangers of having gray zones in your marathon, triathlon, and Ironman training. We do our speed work too slow and our base training too fast. As a consequence of that moderation of our workouts, we do not reap the full benefit nor the intended purpose of either of those workout sessions. Our just a little too fast base training sessions don't really build our aerobic fitness as efficiently as it could, nor does it train our bodies to burn fat efficiently. Whenever we're overworked, tired, or we're just doing too many training sessions in a given week, our speed work sessions are just a little bit too slow. When our speed work fails to pull the needed power out of us, our endocrine system does not respond in the way that we hope. We don't release as much growth hormone, we don't build as much strength as we could if we were just doing the workouts a little bit harder. I see the exact same situation in many of the runners' recovery plans. All day I think about running injuries. I see elite athletes in person and I talk to runners through webcam visits and personal consultations when they're not getting better. Injured runners almost never call me when they first get injured. Most runners go see their usual doctors first. The doctors tell them to stop running, the doctors tell them to train less, the doctors tell them to rest, and even though they are barely training, doing much less than they were before, the injured runner's fitness is vanishing in front of them. They fail to heal. Now, I believe Mark Allen is 100% correct in his assessment of the dangers of the gray area in training. I also believe 100% there is a direct corollary with healing a running injury. Most doctors shy away from bad customer service. Many doctors are just afraid to hand crutches to a runner or fit you with a fracture walking boot. And part of the reason for this timidity in aggressive early treatment of running injuries is that most doctors are stuck in rigid, standardized treatment algorithms that require most of these injured runners and running injuries to be treated with this expectation that we have in the back of our brains about, 4 weeks of crutches or 6 weeks in a fracture walking boot. Although I've written many articles about the dangers of chronic immobilization of athletic patients and runners, I do believe that I am on the aggressive side when it comes to short-term aggressive treatment. This includes the use of fracture boots and crutches. Now, I often see runners who have plantar plate injuries, stress fractures, stress reactions, metatarsal stress responses, as well as other injuries like Achilles tendonitis that just have not gotten better quickly, at least not as quickly as the runner would hope. In many of these cases, I completely believe those running injuries would have healed with only a few days of strict immobilization in a fracture walking boot and possibly just a few days on crutches. The runner's body is primed to heal. Your athletic trained body is a physiologically efficient machine. Your cells know what to do, but you have to give them an opportunity to do it. If you just stop running, you rest enough to become miserable and spend a bunch of time walking, hiking, or riding a bike, yet you still put too much stress on the injured tissue, it just isn't going to heal. You can do that gray healing routine for weeks and it may not really help you. Now, if you haven't already listened to it, go to the Doc on the Run podcast, episode 225, and listen to everything Mark Allen has to say about recovering and building fitness. Think about what he says, how you can apply that to your healing running injury right now. Above all else, you have to make sure your doctor understands your intention is not just to heal the tissue. You want to run. And if you want to get back to running as quickly as possible, you've got to let your doctor know it. If you're emphatic about how you have these intentions and about you have this desire to immediately get back to running, even if that requires you to endure a little bit of short-term suffering, make it clear to your doctor. If you haven't already done so, print out the Injured Runner's Goal worksheet, fill it out, take it to your doctor's appointment, have it in front of you when you schedule a consultation call, and being clear on those goals will help your doctor to refocus and redirect all available resources at healing your running injury and getting you back to running as quickly as possible. Just go to the bottom of the show notes page for this episode and you can get it there. You can download it, use it, it's free. Go fill it out now.
Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.